Welcome to Sacramento, Kevin Huerter.
The Kevin Huerter Show.
Huerter, bring up another triple.
Presented by Jiffy Lube. With over 25 locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season today.
All righty. So normally, because of the trials and tribulations of a basketball season, we'll be talking to our good friend Kevin. Jason and I will record on video the night before.
Yes.
And with Kevin's travel and everything going on, he's nice enough to join us this morning. I know he's got shootout coming up here. And,
shootout.
Not that long, or a shootout, a shoot-around. Shootout. They just go
Finger
with their
guns.
6 guns. Joining us right now, brought to you by Jiffy Lube, our good friend and yours, Red Velvet, Kevin Huerter. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How's Indianapolis?
It's not bad. It's not bad. We, like you said, we have shoot around this morning.
All right.
I like shootout.
Yeah, but, we've kind of just been going back and forth across the country here for the last week. So Indianapolis hasn't been too bad. Obviously, we play tonight, fly out, and go to New Orleans later tonight.
I wanted to, before we got started, I felt a little, I don't know, like a jealous a jealous person earlier this week. I saw you on another podcast, and it was about I think it was about like Maryland basketball, and it was really cool and it was fun, and I got a little jealous, and I just wanted to know, do you have as much fun there as you do with us?
Of course not. Of course not. You know that.
That is the right answer.
Could never have more fun anywhere else.
We're gonna send that link out here afterwards, though. It was a cool conversation, though. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm glad you guys have been able to travel around the country. There's been some teams that have been stuck weather-wise. You've kind of followed some of this, but you guys, everything travel-wise has been okay.
Yeah, it's all been fine. It's definitely been cold. I mean, it was below zero when we were in Minnesota for a little bit, and then it's always weird when you go to Texas and there's freezing rain and there's all these threats of winter storms, and you might not make it out. But in San Antonio, we were fine. I think in Austin, about an hour and a half away, it wasn't fine, and obviously Dallas was a little bit worse. But we haven't had any of the extreme weather that other teams have been seeing.
Did you forget anything on the trip? I know we talked about that before. We didn't want to jinx you.
I actually was crazy. I actually forgot a coat in Minnesota in the closet.
Dude.
And it's like sitting in the closet in the hotel room I was at. I actually just realized it last night. So I did.
So, okay. You brought it, but you forgot it. Hopefully.
Are you getting that
I
back?
brought it, and then forgot it in the first spot. I haven't called the hotel back because I realized it later last night when I tried to go get dinner. I was like, oh, my God, where's my coat?
Do you have a lost and found?
I would assume that they have it. I just don't know how that process works.
Yeah, it's not like it's Motel 6 they were staying. Come
exactly.
on, Jeeves is going to send out the coat when he's done. Kevin, you, I assume you were in the room. There was a cool clip of a camera angle of Domas Sabonis last night, finding out he was an All-Star. Let's talk about that first. Just him. I was told that the only reason he was an All-Star was because he was in the East and there's more competition here in the West and blah, blah, blah that the media and ding-dongs say. And he's just been an absolute revelation. You get to play with him every single day. How cool was it to see his name called?
Yeah, I mean, he's extremely deserving. It's one of those things like we would have rioted if he didn't make it in. And Fox is super deserving. I'll add that in while we're on the topic. But Domas is someone he plays every game. Knock on wood. He plays through injuries. He brings it every night. He's consistent. He plays super hard. You know that other guys don't exactly love going against him because of the intensity and physicality that he plays with every night. So he's the epitome of an all-star. It's great that, we have a representative in that game, especially the season that we put together so far. We just wish we had 2 representatives, but Domas is extremely deserving.
Yeah, you said it. So can we riot about Fox? Because, I mean, it just...
So Chimezi wants to.
I know Chimezi wants to. I think a lot of people... What did you feel or react to when you heard... Because it does feel like Fox is an all-star.
Just in shock. And I'm not gonna name names. There's definitely guys in that game that are reserves that 100% don't deserve to make it over Fox, and people that I don't think were on the radar for people were considering being an all-star and they made it onto the team. Fox for us has been one of the best fourth quarter players in the league. He's gone and he's won numerous games for us. He's only missed 3 games so far this year. Another guy that plays every night and plays extremely hard for a team that's sitting in third in the West. I would have thought he would have gotten the respect he deserves and would have been put in the game, but we'll see if there's any injuries and he can still get in.
Jiffy Lube brings you Kevin Huerter each and every week right here on Sactown Sports. Now, we were just talking before he came on, Kevin. We kind of have a rule that players' personal lives are their personal lives, whether it's good or bad, and we wait for them or their employer to announce it. But it's a poorly kept secret as to why De'Aaron is out tonight. That being said, I'm trying to, along with the fans, find a bright side that if you're going to miss an All-Star game and you're going to get snubbed and you're going to get a week away from basketball, I have a hard time finding better times than now that maybe he gets a chance to, go and be busy with something else.
Yeah, there's some things that are bigger than basketball. Mm-hmm. There always will be. At the end of the day, this is just a game. It's just a job. It's there's certain life moments that you 100% can't miss out on, just like any other person. And so Fox gets to take all the time he needs, and he should be away. We'll put it that way.
Yep.
So, Kevin, if you could have a Fox trait, a Fox superpower for tonight, which one would you choose? Of something that he does, what would you want for one night of De'Aaron Fox to have in the NBA tonight?
That's a good question.
The ability to just go get 30. I think we'll miss that.
Ho hum.
Obviously. Yeah. Maybe his 17 points in the fourth quarter.
Right.
And just the piggybacking that he usually does. I'll start with that.
You don't want that speed?
That's part of it.
That's part of it. The speed gets you to 30. But yeah, that's a pretty easy answer.
You've had a couple games here over the last couple weeks where you've struggled from the field, and I am curious because you're a vet. It seems that you have that awareness. There's that fine line between shoot or shoot, and that's how you get out of slumps, but also recognizing that you might be off or something's off, and then I'm going to go get more rebounds. I'm going to set more screens. I'm going to dish the ball more. How tough is it to create that balance and still maintain your confidence?
To be honest, I don't feel off. I think my volume has been down. I think other guys have been playing better. With the minutes that they've been given, and just looking obviously for my rhythm and opportunity again. Just obviously trying to impact the game, impact winning. But I felt fine. Have been on the court. I think there was a game that I was off in Minnesota. But other than that, just looking for the opportunity to go out there and show what I can do.
So what is the challenge tonight, Kevin, without Fox? I mean, obviously you guys have done it a couple times this year, had to play without him. You all have to pick up some portion of what he does, but what are the challenges you'll have tonight playing without De'Aaron?
Yeah, this is going to be it's going to be a fast up and down game. I think Indiana, they play similarly to how we want to play. They want to get up and down. They want to play in transition. They want to shoot a lot of threes, and it's got to become by committee. We got to somehow replicate his scoring that we're going to be missing. Other guys got to be able to step up. Obviously, now that with Fox out, there's a lot of minutes now that go around. We'll see how those are dispersed. But, we're obviously going to miss him. We're going to miss the tempo and the pace that he plays at, his aggressiveness on the offensive end and his ball pressure on the defensive end. Davion, I'm sure, will be great in the ball pressure department and picking up and playing that way. But, offensively, it'll be by committee, figuring out how we can replicate and make up his points.
Kevin Huerter, brought to you by Jiffy Lube on Sactown Sports. As we wind down our conversation here, there is another all-star conversation we need to have. Jason and I were talking about this yesterday. So, we care about you very much, and whether it's you getting your coats back or whether it's your vacation plans. And we talked in the past about if you weren't going to be there for the All-Star festivities, you go here, you go there, whatever it may be. But we also know that the closer you get to it, the higher airplane costs are and your tickets and all that. So what can you tell us? We'd love to see you in the three-point contest. But what can you tell us? How do you find out? Should you be finding out soon? Do they just string you along? What's going on with that?
I don't know. For me, nothing has really changed in the past week other than just sitting around trying to campaign a little bit. But I'm not sure how it'll work. I'm hoping my agent would have an ear to the ground and would hear before somebody else would or the team would know. But it's honestly a great question. It's not something that I've really been a part of yet or been close to getting a competition like this. So I'm waiting just like everybody else.
Okay, and then I guess, again, it's one of those, so you just, have an idea of what you want to do if you don't go, and then you just don't book any, because I feel like they're costing you money. They should let you know right now. Don't they know what happens to plane tickets once you get in within 7 days, 5 days, and all that? It's kind of unfair to you, and I think that's something, I don't want to get too crazy, but Kevin, the Players Union should be a part of this. I'm just saying. I don't want to start anything. But.
I know. Yeah, like you said, I don't know. I definitely have a plan in my head of what would happen if I am in it and where I'd go after. And not exactly sure where I'd go if I'm not in it, but we've talked about I'll find a beach somewhere. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there's different things that have been thrown around in my head, but haven't looked in and haven't booked anything, obviously.
I know, Kevin, we talked to you earlier in the year when you had your first chance to go back to Atlanta. Every player kind of goes through that. It's going to be an emotional night. An emotional time it's been for Sabonis, being an all-star as a King now, but he's going back to Indiana tonight. Any extra juice on the game for you guys around him trying to win back in his old building?
Yeah, there will be. I'm sure there'll be a video or something for him. I'm sure he'll get a reaction from the crowd. But I think Domas is going to be super locked in tonight. He almost got 40 the other night, and I expect his aggressiveness to be similar, especially with Fox out. So if you're the Pacers, you got to look out.
So we're going to talk again next week before Super Bowl, but as we like to check in with you every week, I don't know how much of a chance you had to watch the championship game and a half last Sunday. I imagine you're rooting for the Chiefs, if nothing else, but I am curious, Eagles, Chiefs, who do you got or what are you thinking?
I'm probably rooting for the Chiefs, just with the Eagles obviously playing against the Giants. It was, just like everyone else, it was tough watching the NFC game last week.
Sucked.
Just because, a team's not at their best. And honestly, everyone kind of knew when Purdy went down, it was like, okay, the Eagles are going to win this game. And then the rest of the game is just like you're seeing a team just, obviously fighting, but just really having no shot. And it's tough to watch, especially for a championship game of a conference game. You hate to see it. So, the way the Eagles got into the Super Bowl is it's tough to see. I think the Chiefs, they obviously earned it. That was a great game on the other side, but I really don't have skin in the game. I don't really have a big care level. I'm going to watch the game just because it's arguably two of the best teams all year going against each other, but whoever wins, it won't change anything in my life.
Well, we're obviously rooting for you to go to the three-point contest. We think that would be awesome. At the same time, if that doesn't happen, we're rooting for you to find a beach. Either way, I'm sure you will be fine. Enjoy Indy. I'm jealous of you going to New Orleans. There's some just amazing. Jason and I are huge New Orleans fans, so get yourself some gumbo, have some fun. Get a muffaletta sandwich there, too. It's the best sandwich in the world, and go kick ass tonight.
We will. I appreciate you guys.
All right, take care. That is Kevin Huerter, brought to you by Jiffy Lube, our good friends at Jiffy Lube. Go to jiffylubega.com. We will take a break.